Hey, Basket Brains, Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. And if you think about it, a boatload of people died on the Titanic. Alongside me is Ollie DePina, and Ollie told me a joke about candy before the show. It was pretty sweet. Welcome to episode 78 of the KO Disc Golf Show. Episode 78 is the Rapidash episode. Famous players to wear the number 78. We got Bruce Smith. Red Sox players, we got Jose De Leon. Mariners, we got Soren Lau. And Ollie, hit us with the Giants.
I got to go with the current number 78 on the Giants roster, my boy, Andrew Thomas, holding down the left tackle position. Kind of our boy. He was a first-round pick in 2018. I want to say he was pick 16. But Andrew Thomas, that's my boy.
Nice. Yeah, I have a fun fact about Jose De Leon, by the way. He pitched one game for the Red Sox last season. It was game 162. So they literally called him up for just the last start. They called him out of Puerto Rico, and when they called him, he had told, and they asked him, they're like, "Hey, have you been throwing? You know, are you working out?" He's like, "Yes, I have a regular throwing program," which apparently was a complete lie, and he hadn't thrown a ball in over 2 weeks. And then he just shows up to the majors and pitches like 6 1/3 innings against the Tigers, and he gets his first win of the season because he was 0-9 in AAA before that start, and then he gets his first win of the year at the major league level after not throwing a pitch for 2 weeks. So, really, I mean, just a fun story for game 162 for the Red Sox. It was kind of a game that didn't really mean anything, but just a cool story.
That's pretty sick. I love that.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get right into the KO question of the week. Question of the week is, what do you think a disc golf basket would look like if you were to create it from scratch? So basically the idea is that disc golf, you are creating disc golf, there is no basket. What would you create as the basket, as the thing that we throw our frisbees into to finish the hole? Comment down below, and Ollie and I will answer at the end of the episode. Ollie, how's it going, man? How you doing?
I'm was doing really well. Had a great weekend. On Sunday, went to the Mariners game 2, which was a blast. We'll get into that later. And so, having a great week. I was like, what could go wrong on my Monday? I go to work, drive to work fine. I go take my break and get in my car on my break and start my car and get the AC going and stuff. The ignition won't budge. And I am like, what? And it's like hot in my car. I'm like frantic. I just bought a Red Bull and a vitamin water. I put them in my back shirt because I'm like sweating at this point, and I'm like so over this. My whole 30-minute break goes, and I'm like trying to get my car working. 15-minute break goes next. I'm trying to get my car working. The whole last hour, I'm like taking stops in my car while I'm pushing carts and like trying and doing little tries and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, nah, it's not working. I had someone come out from the tire shop, and he was like, do I have your consent to try this on your car? And I was like, brother, you have consent to do anything to me right now if you can get my car working. I, I, I was so over it, and no budge. And talked to the managers. I tried some like graphite spray from Home Depot. It's like a dry spray. Basically helps with like lubes up stuff without fucking it up. Like, so tried that. I broke both my keys, and so
You just like snapped them off.
yeah, it was a clean snap, which was good. So like I pulled
You're
them
able to
out.
pull it out.
Yeah, or like the whole key's intact. It's literally just like the key part to my fob. So it's like,
Oh, like the plastic part.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. So
But
wait, what's going on? Like the steering wheel's like locked, or the
I think
like
it's
ignition's
a
locked?
ignition cylinder, basically. So that cylinder that you put your key in when you're going, I think there's like a lot of crap. Like, to dumb it down, there's a lot of crap in there, and the crap that's in there, when you go to turn, it won't turn. And the other problem is, like, let's say I'm able to turn it through that crap. I turn my car on and that crap's still there. I can't turn my car off and pull the key out. So there's another problem with that as well. So It's an intricate problem, honestly. Like, it's something I'm like aware of in a way. Like it hasn't been a big problem, but like I'm not car savvy, not like but I do enjoy cars. So like I've learned a little bit about cars as I go, and something I've learned is like, yeah, that crap is built up in there. Think about like just like a oval with like a bunch of like metal crap in there, and think about a key trying to go through that. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So my car's at Costco. We're gonna go figure it out tomorrow. I have like this sick thought in my mind that like I'm gonna go tomorrow and I'm just gonna turn it and it's just gonna work with like a fucking,
Pink.
yeah. I'm gonna have like the end of my key with like a taunt, like it's just gonna be the most ghetto rigged up thing I've
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
done. But I'm hoping it moves. If not, we'll get it towed tomorrow and
yeah.
it's
I mean,
okay.
you're one step below like super gluing the end of your key to like a screwdriver, and just having that be the.
That's where I'm at. That's legitimately where I'm at. So Ollie
Cool.
is on. Ollie's not doing that great,
Yeah,
but
that was a tough
also
day.
Ollie's 10 days from his birthday,
That's right. It's
so
the
we celebrating.
16th,
We
right? Yeah.
celebrating. I guess when
Yeah.
y'all are watching this, it'll be 9 days. Get ready. So just know I'm expecting a birthday wish from every one of you KO Disc Golf Show listeners.
Are you turning 26, 27?
7.
27. Okay. Nice. All right. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Next week will be a whole thing with
How you
Ollie's
doing,
birthday.
Kerb?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been a pretty chill week all in all over here. Um, my wife and I bought a new couch yesterday. It's getting delivered on Friday, so that's like big, like adult shit. I've been joking with her for a long time how I wanted kind of like a nice like recliner chair because we have a couch in the living room that's like honestly we both like the same spot on the couch, so that spot has been completely worn away. And it's just not exactly like the most comfortable couch for like lounging in that. So we bought we bought a recliner chair and we bought a love seat that match. So we kind of have both the ability to kind of lay on there but also recline. They're pretty nice. They're very comfortable already, so I'm pretty excited. I'm like, man, this is big for us. So it should be really cool. Um, my wife is at least Ellie is Croatian, and her dad was very very proud of his Croatian heritage. And there was Croatia Fest happening at the Seattle Center on Saturday and Sunday, so we went on Sunday and checked that out, and it was pretty cool. A lot of like vendors just like selling like Croatian merchandise and stuff like that. What was really cool is outside they had lambs on like those spits that were just kind of roasting and going like the whole day. So when you walked up, you could kind of smell the lamb in the air. And we ended up having that for lunch. And they basically just gave you this like little thing of like pita bread, a thing of pickles, and then just like a big hunk of lamb. And you're just kind of like with a plastic fork, like ripping it off the bone
Going
and
in,
putting.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Honestly, I mean, like if I'm being totally real about it, it was a little underseasoned. Could have used a little more garlic, a little more like salt, a little more spice here and there. But it was like it was good all in all, and it was just a cool experience to have.
You gotta
So
realize, yeah, it's like fair foodie, so it's not gonna be
exactly,
top tier, but it's gonna be
sure.
good.
For sure. It was. I mean, it was pretty expensive too, which was kind
Yeah,
of like
that's
we
the
were
only
just
thing was
excited.
fair.
So, yeah. But it was Ellie, myself, and then her cousin came over from Bremerton to kind of hang out for the fest. So it was a cool experience. It was cool though. It was a cool day. It's actually Ellie went to high school at the Seattle Center, so it was kind of funny like walking around there with her, and she's like,
At
"Oh,
center
this
school?
place." What's that?
Center school?
Yeah, I don't know whatever like that high school is over
My little
there.
brother went there.
Oh, did he? Okay, yeah, that's nice. Wait, didn't Ellie and Roxy go to the same like? Didn't they both go to like BF Day or something like that too?
Probably, yeah,
I
something
think
like
that
that.
yeah, I think those two got into it with
Connections,
like
man. Small. Seattle's small.
it is. No, it's really crazy. Um, I went out to South Fork Landing with the goat, the fucking goat, Chuck Knudsen, and he helped me kind of lock down the Par for the Corpse layout, which is really cool. It was really nice, like getting him out there and having him look at some of the holes with me and kind of what I was thinking about it. He's like, "What if you just moved it over here?" And it just made everything make a lot more sense. Kind of some different looks at stuff. So
And when is
really,
part of
really
the corpse?
What was that?
When is that tournament?
November 1st,
Yep.
Saturday, November 1st.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
one round tournament. We're probably gonna start around like 9 or 10 in the morning, so it's not like super super early. 20 hole ace race style layout. I think the longest hole is like 250 or 260 feet. And then after the tournament, we're going to be doing an egg toss. So get a partner, and last team standing wins a prize. We're going to do a donut on a string. So we're going to tie donuts to string, like powdered donuts to strings. And the first person to eat the entire donut without using their hands is going to win a prize. And then also we're going to do like a pumpkin scavenger hunt where I'm going to hide 3 pumpkins on the course before everybody gets there. And if you find the pumpkin throughout your round, bring it to us and you'll get a prize. So lots of like different like extra activities, very like Halloween kind of inspired kind of guy. So should
Yeah,
be a
I
lot of
think
fun.
on my 411, besides dealing with my car, I'm gonna go into work and get that day off. This sounds
Yeah,
like a fun event to be at.
yeah, it's going to be a really really good one. Um, and then Thursday, you and this coming Thursday, you and I are going out to the new Jackson Park course. So those that don't know, Jackson Park is officially a permanent course. They have baskets in the ground. My understanding, for what I've seen online, in that is that it is $7.50 to play the 9 holes, and it's $12 to play the 18 holes. And there's currently no tee pads either. So um, I'm excited to play. Ollie and I are going to go out there and film a video, kind of just talking about our first impressions of the course and what it looks like. And Ollie has some experience there. I have no experience at all whatsoever there, so should be a lot of fun. We'll be posting that to the KO Disc Golf Show YouTube, probably Friday or Saturday. I imagine I'll probably have that up. So
Yeah,
look out for that. Should be cool.
I've said this before, and I really do mean it. When I played this layout, and we're a little unsure of what the layout is and exactly what it looks like, because if it's similar to what I played, the tee pads are very like kind of in line with the ball golf tee pads. They're like some like turf 3x6s kind of looking things, like three at the front, six going long, and so there's like some kind of tee pads. Maybe they have us teeing off next to it now or something, but I've said this a plethora of times, maybe not on the show, but to so many people, like if the second Jackson gets into the ground, that's gonna be my go-to course. I really do like that. It's a fun challenge, allows you to throw a lot of open shots. I feel like it's gonna allow you to practice a lot of shots and then still have some fun out there, which is cool. So I'm super excited, super stoked for Thursday to get out there and get a good video out.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see how we score. Especially, I mean, I've never, like I said, I've never been out there, so how I score first playthrough will be kind of a fun thing for me to kind of like check out for myself, and then kind of see how that is only going to improve, over
Yeah.
time. So, pretty sweet. I don't know if you saw this, Ollie, but the PDGA just announced that they're ending the PDGA magazine. That's been something that my wife has picked on me for years for getting. She's like, "Ooh, your disc golfer monthly's here," and I'm like, "It's not even monthly, But like, also, I get it. Where like that's kind of like a major dork move to be getting like magazines for like frisbee golf.
I don't
Like
know.
it's dude,
I'm
it's such
bummed
a
at the same time because like my love for all sports kind of starts with magazines and going through and finding the pages that have my teams and players I like, but the disc golfer magazine in the big 2025 might be a little different than to like me like in Sports Illustrated like 2007. It's like
sure.
I understand that. I understand media takes and stuff like that where might not be the most, you don't see magazines that aren't
Yeah.
already out there and like stamped being a thing. So I enjoyed getting my disc golfer weekly. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's like it was one of those things where like I knew a lot of people weren't interested in it and already. And the writing was on the wall this past year when they asked you if they were, for an additional $10 on your PDJ fee. Did you get it this past year? No, I didn't get it either. I doubt very many people did, if we're being real honest about it.
Well, actually, I think I do get it to this day. So maybe I did get it.
So you probably did, yeah. You probably got the last four issues then, which is kind of cool, you know, in that sense. But they put out there during the article that the PDJ lost $160,000 last year with the magazine, which is just like
I just
just
question that.
crazy.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
just question the like anytime a number is thrown like that, I just want to know more. Like that's like my next question. It's like how.
sure. I
And
mean,
so
I've seen on like some podcasts that like the foundation guys and that were talking about how it's probably like salaries or something like that. One of the things that I was personally speculating when I worked for the Compass Group out at the Microsoft
yeah,
campus, and they had to sign a contract with the supplier of certain like office supplies to get their brand stamped on them, and their contract said they had to buy X amount of those supplies. So I wonder if the PDJ had a contract with this
yeah.
magazine publisher that said, "Hey, through 2025, we're signed to guarantee at least." I don't know, 50,000, 40,000, 30,000 copies of this magazine. And then this past year, when they're
Probably
not shipping them
more.
out,
It's
yeah,
probably like a
maybe,
hundred.
you know,
No, like
yeah,
with like how many people are signed up for the PDGA, they probably use that number. So like when they made this deal, like they were probably in the. It was probably what they probably had this for like I don't know. Since I've been getting it, I don't know when they
sure.
renewed it or any of the details of that, but like that's been 4 years, almost 5 years now.
But
We're
I mean, could
like,
you, yeah, and then for, you know, this past year to kind of be the litmus test and to kind of almost like, oh, nobody actually wants this and to have that be hemorrhaging money, like, I doubt that they've lost $160,000 every year for the last five, six
yeah,
years. Like, there's no way, but maybe last year was just such a, or this past year was such a economic hit that it was like, okay, this is the nail in the coffin. Um,
yeah. I also just don't believe it. I feel like they could be paying someone. I don't know. Where
sure.
yeah, the
I mean,
salaries
it could
thing
be
kind of
salary.
comes in big. Where
It
I'm
could be
like,
there could be a guy in there making a
writers
hundred,
writers do
hundred.
deserve to be paid 100%.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna be putting out a magazine, at least know people want a magazine. It's
Yes.
like I think out of the 300K plus disc golfers that are subscribed to getting it, it's like maybe 100K of those people actually would be maybe interested, the maybe part, and then like maybe like 30 to 20K actually would be excited about it. It's like,
Yeah. I think the
but more to
numbers
the
are lower.
100K just being like 100K younger generation. But then the younger generation isn't really used to magazines and
Yeah, but I don't. We don't have that many consecutive members. Like the PDGA
yeah,
number is up to what, like 300,000. But I think consecutively we only have like 80,000 members or something like that at a time. So even if you take those 80,000 members and let's say only like 30% of them, you know, even want the magazine, like that's still hemorrhaging money, right?
yeah, yeah. It's a bummer, but I can be okay with it losing. Maybe you can lower the
I
DGN.
know. I know. That's like it's like man, like in the perfect world that would happen, but like you know those greedy bastards aren't doing
Why,
anything
if
like
you
that.
lost 160K, why the hell do we even like have it? Like it's
Yeah.
just like I don't
Just
know.
cut it out. Yeah.
And they're still gonna go upcharge it even more. I feel like the next year, which is a bummer, but I still
Yeah.
support them.
They'll add $5 and they'll be like, okay, now you have access to like the PDJ Discord. And it's like, I don't want that. I
Yeah,
don't need that. You
you
know,
can be a
like
premium on the Discord. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Like
yeah.
it's so mind-boggling to me when they're charging that premium price point where like I can go pay for F1 TV for 9.99 or 10.99 a month or whatever like compared to the DGN price or it's like I this is like a billions and billions of dollars sport. It's
Yeah.
like and they're charging this much for like
Yeah.
and I can go on board to any driver and do the like the features they have for it and stuff like that. It's like maybe it is worth $10. But
Hmm.
like the bare minimum is not worth $10. So
Yeah.
it's always been the battle of like their quality of production, which is going to be a
Boom.
battle all the time. And
That's the
that's going to
biggest one for
be
me.
it's going to
'Cause
be whether they have post production. I feel like there should never be a problem, but like there somehow is with like filming the best lines and stuff like that. But pre production, we always see the battle of no frequencies, no, like not being able to get Wi-Fi or internet down to the places we need to have non 8-bit viewing experiences for viewers, because there's so many tournaments I'm so excited to throw on, and they're in like WR Jackson or something, and I see nothing but Calvin Heinberg 8 bits, and I'm like, what do I even like? Why am I
Sure.
paying for this? I actually just paid money to watch something I can barely even make out with my own eyes, and it's frustrating at times, but I understand there's like growing with it, but I think there has to be like some media accountability done in a way. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I mean I'm with you 100% there. I mean, I think it's it's not okay. So it's a different conversation to say the product has gotten so much better than what it was, because yes, it has. But
Yeah.
even at where it's at now, it's still like, yeah, but you're still so far behind what that price point is asking for everywhere else. Like Netflix is $11, and they do like WWE Raw live every
Live
Monday night, and with like impeccable,
with new shows
crystal.
coming out every week, and like,
Yes,
yeah.
and they do live comedy shows and stuff like that. So it's just it's a lot to ask for, and especially as we get to the off season, that PDJ is like, everybody hold on to your subscription. It's like, wow, you don't even have product coming out now for me to watch that I'm interested
There's
in.
a reason why everyone cancels their subscription for 3 months.
Yeah.
And if you implemented, and then I think it brings up a bigger problem. Like, if you accepted something like the Go Throw, and you're like, hey, you go do this in New Zealand and in other places where it's like super nice to go disc golf, when we're not disc golfing and we have product to go put out for people, it's like we don't have to even put out the manpower. We have a whole crew that we just pay you to go do. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be post-produced stuff that goes on there. And if it's well done post-produced, like, people will be like, we've learned and we've seen from Jomez in the past that Jomez was successful with post-produced because it was done the right way.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have not your obviously, like, we want to watch Maple Hill, we want to watch Worlds live because that is exciting disc golf, and you're invested
Yeah.
for that couple of hours. But yeah, for like, I don't know, whatever, like a New Zealand Open, or New Zealand Championship or something like that. Yeah, give it to me in an hour and a half post round production kind of thing. I'm all about that. Especially well done. Yeah, super, super into that idea. Other stuff going on. Tehran Open and Top Dog are both now open or live on Fairway Media. Why don't you go over there, and after this video, go over there and comment, and just give Banks a big like thank you, and let us know how we did, because Ollie and I did commentary for the Tehran. So one of my favorite tournaments of the year, and yeah, it was really, really cool to do.
Comment that you want more KO disc golf commentary, man.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Because we enjoy doing it.
get us more work. Yeah. And then last thing, Q-Line, the Q-Line DD3s, those came out. I got one right here.
What is a Q line?
Q-Line is the new plastic blend. So you can see this is a triple foil stamp. It's his Gannon Burr's like 2025 World one. So Q-Line, from everything that I've been told and what I understand, it's a new way of injecting plastic into the mold. They're injecting plastic directly into the rim, and this plate is like very thin, like very, very. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
it
can
looks
you
thin.
can see my fingers there. So compared to like a normal DD3, like this is just an S line one. Really,
I
like
love
no
that disc
heartbeat.
so much.
These
Whoa.
got big heartbeat. They're not like, I mean, it's kind of domey, but not super domey. You can really feel like how thin that plate is, and you can really feel like a lot of weight in the outer rim here.
I feel like for throwing, with people throwers that really depend on like the grip, I feel like that's kind of huge to have like a. I don't know. It seems kind of good.
Yeah. So the idea is that it's creating that gyro effect with more plastic on the outside, to kind of keep it to go further. Our Team Discmania chat has been blowing up for the last month plus about players claiming that they are getting an extra 40, 50 feet of distance with these. If my totally honest review, like, I really like throwing them. They're great, but they're too overstable right now. Out of the box or off the shelf, they're beefy, so I'm not getting all the distance in the world with them, because I'm just never. They're not flipping up and riding for me like I kind of need. So I'm really excited. I've been kind of working with this one for about a week now, or a little less than a week. I'm excited to get one beat up to the point where I can hit it on hyzer, get it to stand and come out, and then finish really hard. Because I do think that that will get me like crazy, crazy distance with these. Because even on
Yeah.
hyzer, I mean, they're going far, but it's not like game changing distance far for me at the moment. So, um, yeah, they are cool though. They feel really sweet, and like, yeah, definitely check them out. We got a ton of them at ECD, so come on by and grab one. Pick yours up today. Um, yeah, time for the baseball check-in. I'm gonna go first. I have a little rant here, kind of set up. All right, first, fuck the Yankees. They suck. They can go fuck themselves. Red Sox are out of the playoffs. We got bounced. Crochet shoved during the first game. It was awesome, and then we just got kind of we got smoked like the second, especially that third game. It didn't even feel
Early.
competitive. It was really. I was at the bar watching it, and I was just like, this is just a frustrating thing to sit through at this point. Um, we had a really weird season where we traded Rafael Devers, and I still and until something changes, I will believe that that was a mistake to do.
Yeah.
His bat in the lineup mixed with those with the rest of our players is a
He's so good.
it makes the lineup so much more legit. We're missing up. We're literally gonna go and buy a power player on the free
You
agent
got,
market this year.
you guys probably beat the Yankees with him. Like that's like
I think so.
he's like honestly,
He's a Yankee
and
killer.
until it's proven otherwise, that's kind of like where I probably stand with it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, literally, the Yankees were happy that we traded him. Like the thing that your rival wants you to do, don't do that. You know, like if your
Yeah.
rival wants you to get rid of a player, keep that player on the team. So just really frustrating. I'm curious to see how it ends up kind of working out in the long run. But I mean, at the moment, it's just like, dude, we could have used 30 home runs and a 265 hitter. You know, like I
Also,
don't care if
like
he's playing third base or DH.
wherever
You know,
he
like
is fielding or DHing, it's like if he's on the field, he's honestly making a difference.
yeah,
Like
the
he,
dude bops. Like, what are we doing? It's crazy.
yeah.
It was a
I feel
crazy
you
thing.
on that. I feel you on that.
With them trading him, I was really surprised that they made the playoffs. And I'm really excited for this future, even though the team did get bounced in the first round. One of the things that I am slightly concerned about is our young core of Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, and Christian Campbell. Those three players played zero of the games against the Yankees in that wild card series, so our young core actually got no
Playoff experience.
yeah, experience kind of going forward. So that is a little worrisome. But the rest of the guys around them, like a Sedain
Early did.
Rafaela, a
I like
Jaron
seeing
Dick.
early out there.
Oh yeah, Connolly early, Peyton Toley as
Even though
well got
game
some
three
innings.
wasn't what you wanted it to be, I still like the opposition of like going against the other young
Oh yeah,
pitcher, and I like him. I like him a lot. I think he has
yeah,
so many great years ahead of him.
yeah. We didn't lose that game because of Connolly early. We lost
Yeah,
that game because we can't field and we can't catch a fly ball and we have catcher's interference. It's like all the things that happened
catcher's
throughout the
interference was
season.
horror. Yeah,
It was
that
crazy, dude.
there's a huge problem with with him, and
Yeah, it's
yeah.
these are all little things that have happened throughout the season that have cost us a random game here and a random game there, and they all just came together in one inning, and it was just like, yeah, of course this was going to happen. It was foretold to us 4 months ago that this was what the team was going to look like this time of year, and it was frustrating. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I think the Red Sox need to sign one like number two to slide in between Crochet and Bayo in the rotation, and I think we have a great 1, 2, 3. And I think to do that, we have to trade Jaron Duran, who is one of my favorite players, and he's
He needs to get
awesome.
traded though.
I think he's gone. Yeah, I mean, like he's such a problem in the outfield, and the rest we have Sedain Rafaela, Gold Glover, Willie Abreu, Roman Anthony. We're good, you
He's
know.
not a reliable bat to an extent to
Uh,
keep him
he's good.
to keep
Sure,
him,
sure, sure.
and then the fielding, and so it's like I'm gonna go. I think when you take those 2 points and you take his trade value and what you could get for him, I think you could actually get some return for him where it's helping you more than because I think he's just getting put in situations where it's like it's like we've done everything now it's just you and that, and it's like I don't think he performs well in that.
No, and it might be better for him too to get a change of
Yeah.
scenery, go into a clubhouse where the hitting coach or a fielding coach says the right word to him or the right phrase that
Yep.
gets him on the right
Yep.
track. And I'd be pumped for him, honestly. Like I wouldn't even be upset to see him go to another team and succeed. He's one of my favorite players on the team, but looking at the roster, looking at what he's doing, he just isn't. He doesn't fit properly anymore, and it's kind of disappointing. Um, the only thing that's made this week pretty good is that the Yankees have just gotten absolutely manhandled by the Blue Jays. Just absolutely worked. And I got to be honest, man, it's been pretty nice to see.
This is
Like,
Monday night, so this is right after another
yeah,
manhandling today. So
yeah,
just this is Monday night. We're recording this. They just got manhandled again.
yeah. It's been so that's been the only thing that's kind of softened the blow, so to speak.
They're
So
gone. They're not a
yeah,
legit team.
I don't. I mean, I don't want to talk too much crap because they took down my team, but like, I'm glad to see the Blue Jays handling business for us.
They had your
Thank you,
number in a way. I
Toronto.
feel like
Yeah,
the Yankees are great, but I feel like they fall apart. And there's a big now and like you can't not look at the performance of Judge in October and be
hmm
like, this is questionable. Like you're great every other
sure.
month of the year, but it just there's some questionability with the entire. I mean, not just him, with the entire team there, but
He's hitting good this postseason, but this kind of seems to be the anomaly so far in his career. So,
which is
and
bad.
he's kind of getting old too. Where if he doesn't start to change that narrative soon, which he's doing, but
Wait, out? He's like
Judge is like
26.
33, 34.
No,
Yeah, dude, Judge is like not young.
33. Wow.
Yeah, I mean that's not. Let me be clear. That's also not old, but like, I mean, you think about like he's
I
what
thought he
got.
was like 26, dude. I'm not gonna
I mean,
lie.
he's probably got
I
another
guess
four or
he
five
didn't
good
start to like
years.
he didn't start he had a few year gap until he really got to start. Yeah, that's the big
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
So what, 4 or 5 more years of really
Well,
good production,
let's
and
get on
then
some better terms and some Mariners action. Game one was a little bit of and this entire series has kind of been a little bit of a underwhelming feeling with like the sense of Naylor's baby, no Brian Wu. We lose game one, our backs against the wall. It feels like in a game two, which maybe it's because the unfamiliarity of the playoffs or that, but it really felt like a must win against the best pitcher in the MLB, basically, besides Paul Skeens. And
Garrett Crochet.
Andy, I mean, he's gonna win this. Is he not gonna win the Cy
He's
Young?
my guy.
Do they not announce? They don't announce that till November, no.
No, they'll announce it after the World Series. It's kind of
So
like yeah,
we'll
but
see then. But
they
I'm almost
vote
positive.
now. They vote now, and then they announce it later. So
Scooble, in my opinion, I like everything I saw. He should be the Cy Young. Where
he probably will.
it second time Cy Young, and
Yeah, he won last year. Yeah,
so it'll be his second Cy Young, and kind of just like such a dominant performance where you have this anxiety. I went and checked the ticket prices all for game one. I only saw it get to like 170, and I was like, I wanted to get to 150, and I
sure.
green light,
hmm
and I go on a bike ride Sunday morning. We go and my buddy Nolan, he's down from Bellingham. We watched the game together on Saturday, and he brought his bike down. We biked to T-Mobile, and we biked from my place. He lives in Magnolia as well, so we biked to T-Mobile. We biked back, and I was like, I get home, and I was like on my porch, and I was like, the tickets are looking juicy. $92. So $92 for game two of the. I'm like, bro, come on.
hmm
I woke Roxy up and I was like, would you are you you're free? I talked to her because I said another reason why I didn't buy the tickets on Saturday was because Roxy wasn't free, and I was like, are you free Sunday? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, you're free. I was like, do you actually want to go? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm buying the tickets right now. Like, don't even
hmm
say anything. And yeah, first playoff win in 24 years.
Huge.
That's I was 3 years old. I don't remember that whatsoever, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna count that. And this is my first Mariner playoff win, and it feels amazing. I was losing my voice. I was screaming my head off. I was standing. I didn't care if the people behind me were sitting down and making remarks. I was like, I'm standing up for this player, this time, this moment. It's like I don't give a fuck, and it was so much fun. It was top sporting moments of my life. I love that so much, and Jorge Polanco two
Yeah,
two home runs against Schoolball,
yeah.
and
So
then
it's really, if you think about, and this is something that I was talking, John Geiger came in the store today, actually, and he and I talked for a little bit about this. There are 10, 11, 12, 13-year olds walking around Seattle right now that for the rest of their lives will only think that Jorge Polanco is a prolific home run hitter. And that's such a cool thing. And if Jorge Polanco plays out the rest of his career correctly too, he'll have a job in Seattle for the rest of his life because of that game. And that's something that like Seattle's also the kind of town too where like they cherish that kind of player on their sports team. Like if he wants a role in social media or he wants a role in with the team in any way, shape, or form, like he's got it, man. Like congratulations. Like you just solidified a job for life with one game of baseball.
yeah, no, he did that shit, and it's so cool. And then from game one, our only high points being Cal and Julio, to
Yeah.
them winning the game for us, game two, I think was the cherry on top and made so much sense. Cal gets on base, Julio double and scores Cal in to go up 3-2, and literally, yeah, you just can't write it better. It was so fun. The stadium was jumping, amazing crowd, amazing atmosphere. I'm so excited for game three, so I think I'll keep it short and brief there. But Mariners check in, we are fucking lit.
Yeah. Dude, that stadium is an electric factory. So you and I were texting during game two, and I'm listening to the game on the radio. So I'm a few minutes behind you, and I'm literally just being like, "Yo, damn, no," and and I'm sure you're like, "The fuck, I don't even know what play you're talking about
Well,
by
you hit
now."
me at the right time because it's after I'm like done popping off.
Sure, sure, sure. So it was just so funny to like, but like I'm sitting at home and I'm like, oh man, this is wild, and I'm listening to the announcers, and you can't even like the announcers are getting drowned out by the crowd, the Julio chants, and like all of it was
MVP
just
chants were
all of it was
insane.
so good, so
When
loud.
Munoz was at two strikes, the entire stadium was standing up. It was insane, and it
Yeah.
was something I will never forget. I fell in love with baseball this year. Like I really became a romantic about baseball this year, and I'm
Hmm.
proud of that. So no matter what happens to this Mariners team changed my life. So I'm very happy and grateful for that. So I was like, to go to this game meant a lot to me, and then yeah, I'm just so happy by this team, and I'm so excited. But we have a lot to look up, and like we still have a big hill to climb with Naylor, Daddy Naylor coming to be. He'll be missing a game, this third game, I believe. I don't even know about. I haven't heard any news about it, but he's going to be having his kid any second now. It feels like,
Hmm.
and then Brian Woo's not pitching, but I really do believe in our pitching rotation where I think we get through this even without Woo. And
Yeah. Is Castillo tomorrow? I think, or did Castillo just pitch?
Castillo just pitched, so it should
Okay.
be no, it's going to be Logan Gilbert,
Logan Gilbert. Yeah.
which
So
I
I mean,
think
you got
he's
a
our number
dog on the
one.
mound.
No, that's our number one. That's the guy I
Yeah.
wanted game one. That's literally
Yeah.
who I wanted game one. So I'm feeling really confident going into Detroit. We're the favorites going into Detroit, so yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, it's exciting stuff. Um, the city's buzzing, like buzzing about it. It's so funny, like, and I know this is maybe gonna sound like a little like team elitist, but um, I was talking with this guy came into the store, and he and I were talking about scheduling a lesson. And I was like, "Oh, what about this morning?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know. There might be a Mariners playoff game that day." And I was like, "Yeah, but like we're talking about like 8:30, 9:30 in the morning, dude. We're not really like the game's not going to be until like noon or 2 o'clock at the earliest." And he was just like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." And I kind of like laughed to myself a little bit because like I'm a Red Sox fan. Like we haven't been to the playoffs in 4 years, but there's kind of an understanding of being like, "Oh no, like your afternoons to nights are pretty much booked up with Red Sox baseball." But like we know, like, hey, get your shit done in the morning so you can kind of focus on this at night. And it's just funny talking to Mariners fans, and they're like, "I'm so excited! Like I need to dedicate my whole day to it." And it's just like, "Fuck yeah! Like let's go!" Like it's the city's buzzing. Everybody's so pumped. It's almost like there's so much excitement. People almost like don't know what to do with themselves, and they're like, "We just gotta I'm just yes, John was saying he's going to the stadium tomorrow, I guess Tuesday night, because they're
Are
doing
they
like a
watching?
watch party.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
at the stadium, and that's pretty tight. Um, all right, time for the tournament recap presented by Emerald City Discs. Emerald City Discs, the gem of the Pacific Northwest. All right, so we had two tournaments we're gonna go over. The first one I'm gonna jump into real quick is the White Feather Memorial. I believe that's 15 XV. That's 15, right? So White Feather Memorial 15, powered by
Yes.
Innova, sponsored by Booba Doo's Kitchen and Olympic Printers. Booba Doo's Kitchen and Olympic Printers. Check them
Hell
out.
yeah.
All right, winning this event, this was in Port Angeles. Winning this event was Timothy Tankley. He beat out Brian Johnson and Ryan Geyer, coming in second and third. We had Christy Lee beating out Jesse Westbell in FPO. William Frick beat out Ben Phillips in MP40. Don Clark won MP60. Ian Farrell beat Trevor Hill and Jason Boyd in MA1. Disa Wilson won FA1. Mika Dahlman won MA40. Jennifer Awesome Krasinski won FA40. Troy Sutherland won MA50. Scott Coward won MA2. Brandon Krasinski won MA3. And Andrea Gibson won FA3. So congratulations to all the winners out there. It seemed like it was a pretty nice weekend. I saw Brian Johnson posting about it and saw some of his clips. So looked pretty nice. All right, so the event that I really want to talk about here is called Braving the Storm. This is part of the Evergreen Women's Series, and I asked Kayla if she could please kind of give me a couple of words about the Evergreen Women's Series, and this is what she had to say. So she said, the finale of Braving the Storm was awesome. Thanks to sponsorships, the entry fee was $7, and they got us free lunch and cake to celebrate. It felt so good to see 50 girls and women out there doing their thing. So very, very cool. Sounds like they had a ton of sponsors in that, which is really awesome to see. She sent me some stats, and I kind of like rummaged through them, and these are the ones that I thought that were most interesting, at least myself. They had 106 different women, ladies and women, that played over 9 different events, and the largest division that participated was FA1. So very interesting, very cool. They had a lot of repeat players. I think there was like over 400 something total players over the 9 events. But like I said, a lot of them were repeat players, so
Yeah.
106 unique players, which is really cool to see. Um, winning Braving the Storm in FPO was Tess Lynn. She beat out Brandy Cargill and Allison Blakeman, who tied for second place. Janice Z. Jones beat out Christine Hustis for FP60. Leilani Battle beat out Clarice Miller and Aaron Held for FA1. That was that one got me. Joanne Partridge beat out Shayna Schuerman and Nicole Coleman, who tied for second place there in FA40. FA50 was won by Britta Steele, who beat out Kayla Signs already and Wendy Bates, who I love. Wendy Bates too. She comes in the shop, and I met her a couple of times, and she is a riot, dude. She's got tons of personality, and like she's the one who wears all white out there. And I told her, I was like, man, you could do a whole thing about you being like the painter, and you can like paint the fairways and stuff like that. And she
Mm.
laughs so hard. I love her. She's so great. Winning FA2, we got Rachel Kortner beating out Esmeralda Smith and Jaden Friedel. Sammy the Tutu Mayes won FA3, beating out Melody Nielsen and Melissa Ketrin and Carrie Stanley, who tied for third. Sophia Breitspiegler won FA4 over Amber Jenneret, and Maya Howard won FJ12 over Hannah Zimmerman. So congratulations to all the women that participated in the event. Congratulations to all the women that just participated in the series. Overall, one of those things that we're definitely going to be covering, next year, going forward. Kayla and I and Don are starting to look at our schedule for next year, and we're actually going to be running one of the ladies' events. So looking forward to participating in that way as well. And definitely, just something easy for us to show our support to. So yeah.
Yeah, I've looked to sponsor before, and the only events I've ever, which I probably could look to as to do it to more, but the events that I'm more inclined to go look to sponsor whole are those ladies events, and I'm so passionate about those being a thing. I really do love seeing them going and hearing the sponsorships and everything that event is that's awesome. It's so cool to allow such an easy door to open up that tournament inclusion.
Yeah, it's just I think what's so great about it is that it creates such a safe space for women who go to these tournaments that are so dominated by men. It creates a safe space where they can go and be comfortable and play with their peers. We like playing tournaments so much because we go there and there's so many people that are our age demographic or a couple years older, a couple years younger than us. And when a woman goes to those tournaments, they're very much different than a lot of the other people.
Yeah, no,
So
a hundred
creating that safe
percent.
space is so important.
I know there's never been like a pushback to, but like when you are put on a card with other people not in your division, there's got to be some type of feeling towards that, you know? And
Hmm.
whether that's just the tournament director making the tournament work or whatever it is, that's how most women feel at most tournaments, which is like such a big thing where they're the only women or there's like two and they're on a card sharing with other people. It's like they are out here to compete and exactly like you hit on the head. Like they just want to see some other people competing with them and it's so important for these events.
Yeah. Okay, now for the tournament look ahead, sponsored by Swamp Cow Kava Bar. Swamp Cow Kava Bar, love me that muddy water. Next week, there's two tournaments that I was kind of checking out. One of them is the Deception Pass Open. This is happening up at the Deception Pass Golf Center in Whidbey. It's a Oak Harbor, kind of like Whidbey Island
Yep.
kind of area. I really like that drive. I live in North Seattle, so that drive up there is only about an hour and a half, and it's really actually very quiet. And going over the pass is really really cool.
I
Very is
agree.
like is super gorgeous, and it's the golf course is literally like 3 minutes after the pass, so it's right after it, which is really also very convenient to get to. Um, I'm thinking about signing up for this one. When Chuck and I played the other day, I threw an Anheuser in the grass and slipped and kind of landed on my arm like this, and my shoulder kind of jacked up. So I've been
Oh,
really very, very sore up here the last couple of days. So Chuck and I are gonna go out there on Wednesday. I think I'm gonna go out and just like practice and play. And then Thursday, while we're playing Jackson, if I'm still sore and not feeling great, I'm probably just not gonna play. But if I feel good by Thursday, I'm probably going to commit to playing this event too, assuming that there's still spots. Seems like they got 40 out of 72 registered so far. So get out there though. It's a cool property. It's not exactly the most uh it's a golf course. You're playing on a golf course, but they do utilize the water really well. There's a couple of shots that do kind of make it a little intimidating, and stuff like that. So, but it's ran by Eric Dupinski and Dips Discs, good people. Lucas Lott is helping, really like him as well. So,
I
um,
am a big fan of the course and the course layout. I think there's a lot of really fun holes, like the water holes you're talking about, and there's a few. I'm blanking on the whole number, but you're teeing off, and there's like a big Anheuser throw over like the stones kind of stuff, and there's like trees guarding the basket. It's like a par four, and you can go over the water and kind of cheat it a little bit, but you're throwing like downhill over like that watery hole tee off spot, basically.
is it one with the parking lot behind you? Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That's like hole like 16 or something like that.
yeah. Some
17,
it's a
17 maybe.
later
Yeah,
one, and you're like that water carry hole is on your right, and
yeah,
you can even go in the water there, you know.
yes. I know which one you're
But
talking
that
about. Yeah.
hole, I'm like, there's a lot of really fun lines where I was talking and I was saying like they do a really good job there, and I really do enjoy that course. I think it's a bit of a drive, and I don't know if you expect more, I guess, from like going to a destination, but like everything I want from a course is at that course in a way, you know? Besides, like
Interesting.
the mud is
Yeah,
crazy. I agree with you. The
yeah,
teeing off is hard, but like
yeah.
besides that, the lines are really fun. The lines are
Sure.
really fun.
It's one of those kind of unique situations where it's a golf course where you're playing disc golf on it. So inherently it's just going to be a little nicer and better than like your public park that you're used to going to. But as far as like if you're used to going to like ball golf courses, you're going to go there and be like, this place kind of sucks, man. It's kind of janky. So like, it's just, but that's what makes for a good disc golf
Disc
course is
golf,
like
yep.
not necessarily like a great golf course at the same time. So actually, I think Chuck and I on Wednesday might bring our clubs out too and do like a round of golf. We'll see. I got to chat with him, kind of see what we're doing. I got to go pick up Butters. Butters is getting a little doctor visit operation
Just
kind of
wait for
situation
the
going on.
KO disc golf show balls and chains match at
That's right.
Jackson Park.
Oh yeah, dude, that's probably the easiest one now for us to do it at. So
Probably the because
yeah,
Delphi we were looking at, but like Jackson, we could if this layout works on Thursday, we're good.
yeah. I got a guy. Actually, I know a guy. His name is Nolan. Who is looking at setting up a disc golf, ball golf day at Delphi. And he talked to me in the shop, and he's like, "You don't think anybody would be like interested in doing that, would you?" And I was like, "Bro, like so many people." He's like,
I
"Really?"
think a lot.
I was like, yes. I was like, you just gotta like, I was like, if you organize it and then you just like make it public and put it out there, I was like, people will want to do that. So
Talk to the right people, and you can get the right people there.
just, yeah, put it on Northwest Disc Golfers, man. I guarantee you got enough people that are like, yeah, I can do that. Like, I
The
know like
amount,
Justin,
yeah.
Justin Banks would be super into it at Fairway Media. And he's actually a really great golfer too. So I think he'd be one that might be sneaky, like one of the top guys you'd have to watch out for because his golf might actually make up for any disc golf that anybody's kind of doing out there. So, um, no, that would be really cool to do too. Yeah. The other thing happening this weekend is the Danny Copeland Sasquatch Memorial, supported by Innova Disc Golf. This is happening down at Gaffney's Grove. Um, yeah, go check that one out as well. Gaffney's Grove, super, super popular, shorter course in the area. Okay, weather look ahead, presented by AGL Discs.
Together we can reduce, reuse, and recycle for a greener future for disc golfers.
So good, man. So smooth too. All right, weather look ahead here in Seattle. I thought this was kind of interesting. Tonight and tomorrow night, we have a full moon in Seattle.
Yes.
It's probably a full moon in just about everywhere in Washington, I would imagine.
I just went to a
So
full moon party
that
with
was cool.
Roxy's aunt.
Did everybody turn into werewolves and shit?
I mean, I did. That's why I'm
Yeah,
here.
hell yeah, bro. That's tight. Yeah, so full moon the next couple of nights. It should be relatively clear tomorrow, especially, so definitely go check that out. This week's gonna be relatively nice. It looks like we got some clouds, small chance of rain the later in the week we go, and then as we get into Friday and Saturday, we got morning showers. Saturday it's gonna rain. Sunday we got nighttime showers. Weather wise, we're looking at like high 50s, low 60s. It's going to be pretty cold in the mornings. We're looking at some 40s, like 45s. So, weather's turning pretty quick. We're kind of getting into that like cloudy season where, when you see the sun, really take advantage and try to get some sunlight on the skin because we might go a couple of days without sun and then back to
Yeah.
having sun. So just try to take advantage when you can. It's good for everybody's mental health for sure. Looking at Oak Harbor. Oak Harbor's looking a lot of the same. A little more rain. It's going to rain pretty much all day Friday. It looks like it's going to rain most Saturday. And we got a few showers on Sunday. We got morning showers on Thursday. So, tournament days looking like it's probably going to have a little bit of inclement weather. Just something to kind of be ready for. Okay, answer the KO question of the week. What do you think a disc golf basket would look like if you were to create it from scratch? This is something that I actually have thought a lot about. I think about this often, like while I'm disc golfing. I look at like a basket and I just think to myself how in a million years I would never think to create that as a like catching contraption. It's like it's just so far removed from anything else that's around or out there. So I actually have a pretty good idea of like what I would create. Ollie, do you have any ideas?
I guess my idea, the one that popped in my head first was, do you know Can Jam?
Hmm.
I think a
Oh
Can
yeah.
Jam style basket where like there's a slit where you're mostly trying to make it from, but then like the chance of going in through the top is a real thing. But I don't know how the logistics would work because like probably everyone would try to go through the top putting wise, but like I just feel like throwing a disc through a slit is like super satisfying.
Sure.
Um, would that be perfect? Probably not. There be a lot of problems? Probably. Is
Hmm.
that the disc golf basket that popped in my head first? The only other one that popped in was like a square basket in a way.
Oh, like a round peg in a square hole. Okay.
Kinda like a square, yeah, squarish.
Hmm. That's interesting.
But
Yeah.
I kind of like hearing about like if all baskets were like kind of can jammy and like I don't know how it would work with
What would
scoring.
it be made out of? Would it still be made out of plastic, or would you have it be made out of like a nice like metal, or like out of like a
I think it'd
drum or
be like
something?
a metalish kind of thing that was like maybe bigger slits, so it's
Hmm.
like not as questionable. You know, no
Yeah.
bend, no give. You know, give the room for the give, but like allow a big enough slit. But
Hmm.
I think it'd be fun. You know, like I think I don't know. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So my idea is I would say my idea is actually like not too far away from your idea, but kind of set up different. I think one of the things that disc golf has really absorbed as like part of its culture that I wouldn't want it to lose is chains.
Yeah,
That's something that like everybody loves the sound of chains and like oh banging chains and there's so many just like you know just the chain aesthetic and the chain lifestyle kind of deal. So I would want to keep that. My thought is kind of more of like a basketball style hoop, and instead of like there being a net that's just like nylon or whatever it is, it's a chain net that goes
I
all the
like
way
that
down and basically creates like a weight like a full catch, right? And the idea is that you want the disc to kind of go like
through the hoop.
into it. Yeah, or maybe it's like this, right? And it's kind of like that, and you want to throw into it like that, and then have it in the
I,
chains behind it in some
One of the
way.
first things, all the other things that popped in my head was like a basketball hoop chain
And
situation, and I like
yes,
that.
and so in my mind, like, and that would be way harder to get a disc into than the current basket is, which would make our game more similar to golf, which is what we're based off of, and it would probably honestly make the pro tour a little better if everybody wasn't so damn good at putting from everywhere. You
If you
know?
had to bank it off of a backboard or like perfectly floated in, that would be
Yeah.
crazy.
Or like making a putt at 25 feet was like, whoa, like I can't believe he got the frisbee into that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to, maybe it's an
Would
oval,
there be too
right?
many
That
tap ins at that point though? Like just people missing from 25 feet and they're just like, oh, everyone's tapping it again. Everyone's tapping it again. And we're just waiting for
maybe.
that one make.
But is that what kind of golf is too, though? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is ball
Like, I feel
golf?
like the chance of missing that tap in is so low where like people even miss tap ins in golf from like 40
Sure.
feet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you're onto something. I think
Yeah.
that you're kind of
And
cooking.
it'd be interesting to see though. And like I said though, I look at a modern basket and I think to myself, I would never create that. I
Yeah.
would never think to make that kind of structure. Um. Okay, comment down below like what you think like a basket should be made of, what the shape should be. Let us know all our stuff. If you think Ollie and I's ideas are really dumb, tell us and tell us why your idea is so much better. Go for it. All right, getting into the draft this week. Hey, real talk, Ollie. Last week, the red die draft, the red 40 was awesome. Had a great time doing it. So we're gonna kind of run it back. This is the yellow 5 and 6 draft. As we mentioned last week, there's going to be a bunch of food dyes that are going. They're basically getting banned going into 2026. So yellow 5 and yellow number 6 are both getting banned. Um, so this is our yellow dye list. I'm gonna go first because you got first pick last week. And for my very first pick, and I think for the consensus number one overall for my list, Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay.
I think from what I saw, it seems like all like Dorito based corn chips, like any corn chip has some kind of yellow dye in it. So
Yeah.
I
So
don't even.
Doritos in general get the yellow 5, yellow 6
Yeah,
category. I think
yeah.
you get nacho cheese as well with that pick.
I don't even want them, dude. Just Cool Ranch all day. I mean, like you cannot draft them either, but they can fuck off. No way. Nah.
All right. Well, with my two, I'm gonna go with just another great pick. Give me the yellow peanut M&M. Come
Yeah.
on, man. M&Ms use a ton of yellow 5 and yellow 6, both yellow 5 and yellow 6. Added shout out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with, because I can call it out which one it is, the yellow 6 chicken broth. Mmm. Give me the yellow 6 chicken broth.
All right, cool. I didn't. I definitely didn't expect chicken broth to be on the list, but I'm down for it.
The yellow 6 chicken broth one not only creates the color of like what you know to be a sick day when you're drinking it, you
Sure.
like get that yellowy,
The film on
brothy.
top. Yeah.
That is yellow's 5, brother.
Yeah. It just the yellow six is in the broth. The yellow five
Yeah.
floats to the top. Yeah. That's all right. Solid. One of the things that we Ollie and I talked about ahead of time is that we're not going to try, or we're going to try to draft stuff that we didn't, or we're going to try to draft stuff that we did not draft last week. So no repeats. And Ollie, feel free to veto this next pick of mine. But last week you picked fruit punch Gatorade. I want to pick lemon lime Gatorade.
That's okay.
All right, lemon lime Gatorade. It's probably one of the better flavors of Gatorade. I prefer lemon lime over fruit punch personally, anyways. But lemon lime Gatorade, that one's going to be, I think, kind of a top tier pick for me. And then for my third pick, and I thought this was actually really interesting, and I probably should have just assumed that there was some yellow 5 and 6 up in here, but pickles. Especially like those like kosher dill pickles, those have yellow dye in it. So
Yeah. No, I,
I'm
I saw pickles on my list.
I was really surprised by that actually. I was like, didn't I mean the green is unnaturally green, which so it makes sense, but yeah.
And my pick?
What's that?
It's my pick.
Yeah, you got back to back.
You left out my number one disc golf secret to success. Yellow mustard.
Oh, I love yellow
Your
mustard
boy's
too.
cramping. Your boy's cramping on the course. What does he do now before tournaments? He takes shots of yellow mustard.
No, you don't.
I
Fuck off.
do.
Nah.
I
You
do.
just like you take like the bottle and you're just like, or you
No,
like
I have packets.
you have packets and you're just like popping it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Are you just like?
I literally like almost always have packets in my bag because Paul Knight, shout out Paul Knight, shout out the box squad. He thought I tore my like ACL or something, and all I did was have a cramp. And I ever since then now I'm like big into the yellow mustard because I think during team golf, Alec Maccabee and Alex Logston brought me yellow mustard, so now I always have yellow mustard. So yellow mustard is a big part of my disc golf career and a big part of my uh, yellow 5, yellow 6 career.
Okay. Okay. Yellow
What?
mustard. Mustard contains man,
There's gotta okay. You're looking at some.
isothiocyanate. Yeah,
You're
you know
looking
what?
at
I don't even want to read this because this is an AI overview anyways. But apparently, like that's real. So like you're not off. Like mustard is a good home
oh
remedy for cramps.
oh it
Yeah,
is. It's a hundred
yeah,
percent. Like if you take yellow mustard, you won't cramp. Like it's real, and it's like the same thing with like bananas in a sense. It's
yeah.
like but
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yellow mustard's legit. It might be grosser than bananas, but it's easier to take in a
Yeah,
shot.
dude, that's gonna be so tough. Just like shooting yellow mustard.
And then for the next pick, we're gonna go. My third pick, we're gonna go yellow starbursts.
Oh yeah,
Come on, starbursts are goaded.
yeah, solid.
They
Burger.
also both they contain both 5 and yellow 6.
All the pretty
So
much
I
every yellow
I feel like
imaginable.
if you're picking a pick with only yellow 5, less points.
All right. So for my last pick here, um, I'm gonna go with okay. I freaking love these peanut butter crackers.
Mm.
Those little like with like the I like the butter ones, but even like the cheddar ones too are also really good. But I like the butter ones better myself. Some honorable mentions that I have mac and cheese, like Kraft mac and cheese, Reese's Pieces, Sour Patch Kids,
Oh.
American cheese, Betty Crocker
Oh,
yellow cake mix, yellow Betty Crocker cake with like the chocolate frosting on top. It's so freaking hard. And Fruity Pebbles. That was another one on my list.
that's amazing. I have one more, no?
No, no, I had last pick.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah.
mind.
So to recap our picks, I had Cool Ranch Doritos, I had lemon lime Gatorade, I had pickles, and I had peanut butter crackers. Honestly, that just sounds like my road trip draft. Like those two aren't too far apart.
I think I just
uh,
wanted more.
Ollie had yellow peanut M&Ms. He had yellow six chicken broth. He had yellow mustard and yellow
I think the
Starburst.
chicken broth. I think I forgot about the chicken broth. That should have been there. That's the odd man out. Because I could have taken. I think this is my dark horse that I was waiting for. The chewable vitamin gummies. Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Wegman chewable vitamin gummies have yellow six in them.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
We'll take our chicken broth. I love chicken broth.
Nah, chicken broth's kind of for the win, though.
Um, episode 78. Thank you all so much for coming. We appreciate you. We'll see you for episode 79. Little quote. Nobody in football should be called a genius. A genius is a guy like Norman Einstein, Joe Theismann. We'll see you next week.